Are you dodging bosses in Dadish? Are you sniping in class? Well, you have finals at the end of the week. What should you do? Should you continue to play games or study for the finals? As you play, you might miss something that your teacher says, or you might rush and miss something on your work. It is not good for playing games unless you're done with your work and it is done properly. Imagine your brain as it is, whole, vibrant, and healthy. Now imagine your brain is like Swiss cheese. You're going to class learning away until you get distracted by your game that you so desperately are trying to win. Once there could have been a beautiful section of knowledge is now but a hole and gap in your learning. You should not play games in class because gaming can make you forgetful and damage your social skills. Peter had said in his post on Harvard Health, gaming is the worst cause of forgetfulness and organization loss. Because of gaming, people can gain things called gamer's thumb or PlayStation thumb. Here's his quote: "Gamer's thumb, which was previously called PlayStation thumb or Nintendonitis when Nintendo was popular, occurs when the tendon that moves the thumb becomes inflamed." Grinspoon, harvardhealth.edu. Gamer's thumb can also lead to not being able to play in any sports like baseball or basketball and can cause damage to do other things like work on your computer and write. So you ask, does it affect you when you get older? My answer is yes. Yes, it does. As Nancy puts it in the Child Mind Institute, at age 6, they can play games, but only up to an hour a day. Quote, "The group recommends even lower limits of under 1 hour total screen time per day for children under 6 years old, and they encourage parents to determine the appropriate amount of time for video games and other electronic media use for children over the age of 6. Petrie, childmind.org. According to the people who study and post on Sudoku, they said that even if you're playing at a family gathering, people might lock themselves in the basement or in their rooms just to play games and not meet people in their family. Quote, "Because of hours spent playing video games, video game addicts exhibit fatigue and regularly sleep during school. They may not complete assignments or may not turn in assignments in on time. Video game addiction leads to loss of interest in after-school activities, including social clubs and sports. Video game addicts may actually isolate themselves from family members and friends in order to play games." Sudoku.com. They can prove that people just to play games lock themselves in their rooms and play all the time, even in gatherings. Another question? Geez, well, what is it? Can you make friends online or make money online? Friends are not as hard to make as money. Friends are online are, sketchy? There are some people who want to be friends with you and others who are using a voice changer and could be a 40-year-old guy who used to work at Starbucks for a living. And if I worked there for a living, I would not try to make friends with people on Fortnite. If you want your kid or yourself to stop playing video games during any occasion, then pay them money to not be on for a certain amount of time, or go to the rec center and play a sport. These tips are useful even if you don't want to try them because 100 other people tried it, and it worked for them. If you don't want a brain of Swiss cheese or have 40-year-old friends, then I recommend not playing games during class. To sum it all up, if you play games, you can lose your info for class. If you lose your info from class, then you can't study. If you can't study, then you can't get a good grade on your test. And if you don't have a good grade on your test, you have to talk to your parents. And if you talk to your parents about the test, then you are grounded. And then you can't play games in class anymore.